So in today's video, we're not really going to talk about fishing, but more or less a single fish, the GOOGAN squad bass, Gary. They took him from the wild and stuck him in this, first of all, a pool, but then a massive tank. Gary was a wild fish. He lived out in the wild for the first, at least, probably quarter of his life at this point, and he spent the last little bit of that in this huge tank that's in the GOOGAN squad house. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that it's a really nice touch to the GOOGAN squad, having a pet bass that they've kind of, or at least a bass in general, that's kind of defined who they are in a way. That's how they got their start. And I noticed something interesting yesterday while they were feeding Gary in a video. He would only eat goldfish. He wouldn't touch any of the more natural fish that were tossed into the tank for him to eat. And that made me question a lot of different things. So the first thing that I noticed about Gary is the fact that now he lives in a very clear tank. They keep that tank looking really good for podcasts and stuff like that. That water is uber clear. If that was a lake, you could see down 40 feet, and it's super clear. And I'm sure that that's a huge change from where he came from. I don't remember exactly where they said they caught Gary or what they caught him on, but the whole circumstances around that tank is what really makes me wonder. You see, out in the wild, he probably ate all kinds of different stuff, different shad or whatever kind of forage he had, bluegill. They were probably a darker color. I imagine that he was caught out of some dirtier water. And you know, dirty water, they say to fish with, you know, chartreuse or black and blue, something like that. You know, that's stuff that they can see in that color water. Now he's in this clear tank with just, it's completely different than any, even just slightly stained water. It's a complete 180 on him. It's something now he's used to, but beforehand he wasn't. With that being said, I'm sure that his diet has actually changed a lot. First of all, he's eating goldfish. Goldfish you don't really find a lot, at least in Texas lakes, for bass to forage on, for them to eat on. And it's interesting to me because now he might be trained to kind of eat them, but beforehand he really didn't have that kind of forage at his disposal to eat. It's something completely new to him. And what blows my mind is he's in clear water, so they say to throw natural looking stuff. In my mind, and a lot of you guys' mind, natural colors would be like these darker bait fish. And in this last video that I watched, I noticed that he didn't eat any of the darker bait fish that they put in there. He ate a goldfish, and a goldfish looks much like this does. It's pretty similar, and it got my wheels turning. It made me completely rethink, in a sense, how fish eat in different colored waters. It makes you think, like, is it really, do you really have to throw these natural colors in these clear water impoundments? One video that everybody likes to make fun of from Alex Perrick, AP Bassin, is where he said you want to throw a chartreuse crankbait in bluish tint water. Now, most people laughed at that and said that that was completely stupid. But the fact is, as we sit here and watch Gary eat these goldfish, it's clear water, kind of like a bluish tint type of deal, if you know what I mean. It's really weird, but he eats lures, or not lures, but bait fish that look just like this, like they're this color. It just completely takes everything in the book of bass fishing and throws it out the window, and that just completely defies what everybody has said for a long time. I'm not saying that throwing a chartreuse crankbait in clear water is going to be the new biggest thing or whatever. I'm just saying don't rule it out at this point, because if a bass that's been out in the wild and he's seen all these different, you know, bait fish and stuff in his short time, might I add, it was a short time because he was a little bass, then who's to say that, you know, a fish isn't going to go from dark water to clear water and want a lure that looks just like this? You can't rule it out. So anyway, guys, that's just some food for thought. It's just something that I found really interesting, something really different, and maybe it'll make you think. Maybe you understand it better than I do, but in my mind, it's a really weird thing. I want to thank you guys for watching this something from Ken Arnold Fishing, and I'll see you guys right here next time.